In the previous video, we told you about what to see and where to eat in Bucharest. But when we went there, it was Halloween and we could not miss visiting Romanian castles. Speaking of Halloween, if you haven't already done so, you can watch our dedicated video whose link I'll leave just here. Our tour includes Pelish, Brasov and Bran. Do any of these names ring a bell? What if I told you Impaler? By now you have all figured it out. We are talking about Count Dracula. If you want to find out what we liked and especially what we absolutely did not like, watch the video till the end. Let's start by saying that it's not recommended to do these kinds of excursions in one day. In fact, if you have the opportunity, I suggest that you spend at least one night here. But for all those who, like us, cannot enlarge the itinerary, I definitely suggest a guided tour. And the main reason is that this way you will not have to worry about transportation. We left from University Square at 7 a.m. After a 2-hour bus ride, we arrived at our first stop, Pelish. Pelish Castle, considered by many to be among the most beautiful in Europe, was the first among Europeans to be entirely illuminated by electricity. Very beautiful are the Royal Library with rare books handwritten in gold letters and bound in leather, the music room, the Florentine chamber and the armory. Tips: a few hundred meters from Pelish Castle in Sinaia is the smaller but stunning Pelishur Castle. After visiting the fantastic Pelish Castle, we arrived in Brasov, that in our opinion is the actual treat of this trip. It's a medieval gem that is the cultural capital of Transylvania. Everything here revolves around the town hall square, but before we got there, we stopped at the famous Black Church. Why is it black? Simple, because in the late 1600s there was a fire. The Romanians tried to restore it, but the church turned black again and they thought it was a miracle. If you have been to Italy, I'd advise you not to go inside the church. Not because there is an entrance fee, but because it has nothing special and nothing more than any Italian church. I will therefore advise you to just admire the outside. As I said, everything here revolves around the town hall square. The square is surrounded by small pastel-colored houses and many restaurants. But speaking of the square, do you remember the fairy tale The Pied Piper by the Brothers Grimm? Legend has it that the children who disappeared from Hamelin in Germany because of the Piper reappeared in Brasov's town hall square. As I mentioned, the square is surrounded by many restaurants. We stopped at La Sun. For 15 euros per person, we enjoyed some delicious dishes. Here I recommend you try the Transylvanian soup and pastrami. You will not regret it, I swear. After lunch, quick walk through the old town and back to the road. Third and final stop of the day, Bran. The history of this castle dates back to the 13th century and over the years it has seen it all. Fun fact: the night before our visit, Elon Musk had rented out the entire castle for a private party. Did we meet him? Sad fact, no. Aside from our lack of knowledge of Mr. Musk, we still recommend this place, especially for families. But then, why didn't we like it? Although it can be really impressive for children to walk through the rooms of this castle, it's good for grown-ups to know the truth. First of all, it is not the most beautiful castle we have ever seen. For example, it is nothing compared to Pelish. And besides, it's a tourist trap. Everything revolves around Count Dracula's. But you know what? Although in Bram Stoker's story it was marketed as Count Dracula's castle, there is no evidence at all that Vlad the Impaler ever lived here. One interesting thing about the castle is that it is the burial place of a queen's heart. Yeah, you got that right. You wanna know more about it? So stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, This will help the channel and will be very appreciated. If you want some specific contents, please let us know in the comments below. See you on the next video!